In today's video, I'm going to be doing an exterior clean on this Mercedes using the help of some products which have been kindly sent to test out and to get my honest thoughts on. As usual, I did start things off on the wheels by first pre-washing them, and in this case I used Carbon Collective's Citrus Cleanser, which is a ready-to-use product. Once I had rinsed that pre-wash away, I moved on to the next part of the wheel cleaning process and applied the chemicals. So here I'm using some chemicals by Enzo. So I'm using their tyre cleaner, their Icern wheel cleaner, and I also popped a little bit of their shampoo in the wheel bucket as well, and directly onto the wheel using a foam lance. Both the wheel and tyre cleaner do have a decent bit of kick to them, but they aren't the strongest products I've tried in this category. I do like using a shampoo and a foam lance when cleaning the wheels in order to add some extra lubrication. These are of course gloss black alloys which are highly susceptible to showing minor swirls and marring, so adding as much slickness to help remove that brake dust safely is certainly something that I find helps. Before I did move on to the pre-wash stage, I did also give the door shuts a clean, using a mixture of Carbon Collective's Citrus Cleanser, the Enzo shampoo and some detailing brushes and a mitt in order to access those more intricate areas. In order to pre-wash the paintwork, I again used Carbon Collective's Citrus Cleanser. Now, as I said, this is a ready-to-use product, so it's certainly far from the most cost-effective option. It typically is going to suit more spot cleaning, for example if you've got a bit of bird poo or maybe some bugs on the front of the car, rather than spraying all the sides as I'm doing here. In that case, of course, using something dilutable is going to be a more economical option. However, I do think in terms of the effectiveness, this product does a good job at combining good cleaning ability without being overly aggressive. In order to extend the dwell time of that citrus product and pre-wash areas like the boot lid and the bonnet, I went ahead with Enzo's Polaris Snow Foam at a 1:9 dilution. This by itself doesn't have a ton of cleaning ability, so it's more of a summer snow foam, or to use as I'm doing here over the top of a stronger product. The benefit is it's not going to really attack that protection and it's going to help to preserve those layers. The consistency was really nice when applied with this active foam lance. I did have to watch a little bit for it breaking up on the panels to make sure I didn't get any spots drying out, but at this time of year especially, this is definitely less of a concern with those temperatures being lower and the risk of products drying out also being a lot lower as a result. If you are enjoying the video so far, then it would be brilliant if you could drop it a like, as it does really help push the video out to more people, and also it'd be brilliant if you could consider subscribing if you are new here too. For the contact wash, I went in with that Enzo shampoo again, and I popped a bit in my rinse bucket and also applied it directly to the car in the foam lance at a 1:9 dilution. This shampoo definitely felt nice and slick, particularly when using this method, and I do like applying the shampoo directly to the car, as it adds a lot of slickness to the surface in order to decrease the risk of marring and swirling the paint. About 4 months prior to filming this video, the owner had had this car detailed, and the soft top was deep cleaned and protected. The water behaviour on the roof wasn't looking super beady, but it was quite clean, so I went in with a very gentle approach just to give that a refresh. So I just used the shampoo rather than using any stronger cleaners here, and just very lightly wiped it over the surface using a lint-free microfiber towel. On my Cronzel pressure washer, I do have the option to dial that pressure right back on the machine, which is what I did do here, in order to give the soft top a lower pressure rinse without risking damaging the surface. If your pressure washer doesn't have this option, then I would recommend disconnecting it and just using a garden hose and gun attachment in order to give that a lower pressure rinse, as using high pressure on a soft top does risk leaving some lines. So I'm not sure what coating was applied to this car about 4 months prior to filming the video, but the water behaviour was looking a little bit flat for my liking, so I did an additional step to help unclog it. Here I'm using Young Reset shampoo at a 1:1 dilution applied directly to the mitt, and I worked that into the panels, let it sit on there for a couple of minutes and rinsed it off. The water behaviour at this point still wasn't super beady, but the surface was starting to push the water off a little bit faster, so it's definitely a good step to do if you do notice a coating looking a bit clogged, before applying top-up protection in order to get the better finish. In order to give a bit of a boost to the coating and provide a bit more of a sacrificial layer, in order to reduce contamination build-up, I went in with Enzo's spray and rinse sealant. Although this didn't completely transform the hydrophobics of the coating, it did provide a bit of a boost and should help to preserve that protective layer underneath. The level of protection on the car did make it nice and easy to dry off using the Blow Air RS car dryer, although this method does take longer than using a microfiber towel. With it being a completely contact-free method, there are no risks of inflicting towel marring, so again it's something that I do like to do on corrected and coated cars. The tyre dressing I used here was Enzo Orbit, and I did apply 2 layers of this and then buff that second layer back after around 10 minutes to get a nice even finish on these tyres.